Have you ever had to write an essay explaining why something happened and then what happened next? Well, that's what a cause-effect essay is all about. And today, we're going to totally master it. Think of this as your go-to guide for building a really powerful academic argument, a skill you are going to use all the time at university. So, does that question kind of make your palms sweat? Hey, don't worry about it. You are absolutely in the right place. This whole explainer is designed to give you the confidence and, more importantly, the tools you need to build a rock-solid argument from the ground up. All right, let's dive right in. Just like building a house, a strong essay starts with a really solid foundation. So, first things first, we've got to get a handle on the essential building blocks of a cause-effect argument. Honestly, it's way simpler than it sounds. Basically, your whole job here is to explain the reasons something happens, those are the causes, and then explore the results that come after. Yep, the effects. That's the core of it. Yeah, I'm betting these topics look pretty familiar, right? Whether your professor asks you to write about the causes of climate change or the effects of AI, the job is always the same. You're connecting the why to the what happened next. So let's really break this down. The cause is the why. In this example, more and more people moving to cities. The effect is the result of that, higher housing prices. Now that seems simple enough, but in a real university essay, you're juggling a bunch of causes and effects, and that is where having a clear structure becomes absolutely crucial. And this is where we get to the really good stuff. To build out your essay, you've got two main blueprints to choose from. Think of them as different ways to organize all your great ideas. Both are super powerful, so let's check out when and how to use each one. Okay, first up we have what's called the block structure. The best way to think about this one is like you're building a wall, laying down your argument methodically, brick by brick. It creates a really solid, super clear foundation for your reader to follow. So, using this blueprint, you start by putting all your focus, and I mean all of it, on the causes. You spend the entire first part of your essay laying out every single reason for the situation. You give your reader that complete picture of the why before you even think about moving on. And only then, once you've laid all that groundwork, do you switch gears. The entire second half of your essay is dedicated to talking about all the effects. See? It's a really clean, separated, two-part argument. Let's make this real with an example. Say, air pollution. Using the block structure, your first section, your first block, would cover all the causes, things like industrial emissions and just way more cars on the road. Then, in the second block, you'd cover all the effects, like public health problems and damage to the environment. All the causes are grouped, and all the effects are grouped. Simple. All right, let's slide over to our second blueprint. This one builds a completely different kind of connection. It's called the point-by-point structure, and it's all about creating this tight, direct chain of logic that your reader can follow from one idea to the next. Now, this is a totally different way of thinking. Instead of separating your causes and effects into these two big chunks, you pair them up. In each paragraph, you talk about one cause and the effect it has, right away. Then you move on to a new paragraph with a new pair. Let's try it with social media. In your first body paragraph, you'd link increased online chatter directly to less face-to-face communication. Then, in the next paragraph, you connect that constant fire hose of information to shorter attention spans. Each point is its own little argument, connecting one cause to one effect. Okay. So now you've got two fantastic blueprints. The big question is, how do you know which one to pick? Well, the key is to match the structure to your specific topic and what you really want to emphasize in your argument. It's all about picking the right tool for the job. Here's a quick and easy guide to help you decide. The block structure, that's your go-to for really big, complicated topics. Something like the causes of a world war. Each cause probably needs a ton of explanation before you can even get to the effects. But the point-by-point structure, that's perfect when you want to highlight that direct, immediate link between an action and a consequence. It creates a much stronger feeling of, this led directly to that. So, you've picked your blueprint. Awesome. But even the best plan needs the right materials to hold everything together. That's where your academic language comes in. Think of these as the words and phrases that signal your logic and guide your reader through the amazing structure you've built. Seriously, these words are gonna be your best friends in a cause-effect essay. Words like because and due to are like big flashing signs that say, here comes a cause. And words like therefore and consequently shout, and here's the effect. They're the signposts that make your argument impossible to get lost in. And look at how perfectly this works in a sentence. It's so clean, right?
Because kicks things off, clearly signaling the cause, and consequently comes in to land the punch, signaling the effect. This isn't just about sounding smart, it's about making your logic crystal clear.
Yeah, they might seem like simple little words, but trust me, they're doing all the heavy lifting. They make your argument strong, clear, and just really, really persuasive. And hey, one last pro tip for you. Once you have your big structure, you still need to structure each individual paragraph. A killer model for this is TEL. Start with a topic sentence, give your explanation, back it up with evidence, and then link it back to your main argument. We don't have time to go super deep on it today, but seriously, look it up. It's a game changer. All right, let's wrap this up with a quick recap. The block style, you group all your causes together, then all your effects. It's fantastic for those big, complex topics. The point-by-point style, you connect one cause to its effect in each paragraph, creating a really tight chain of logic. And here it is, the bottom line. This isn't just about getting a good grade on one paper. Learning how to analyze and structure cause and effect relationships, well, that's a fundamental skill that's going to help you succeed in pretty much all of your university subjects.
So there you have it. You've got the blueprints, you've got the tools. The only question left is, what incredible argument are you going to build? Go out there and make your case.